The Affordable Care Act requires that every employer with 50 or more full-time equivalent employees offer medical plans that meet the minimum essential coverage guidelines. And yet, a high number of companies in the US are still not in compliance and are subject to potential penalties of over $6,000 per employee. Ouch! If that isn't enough, effective 2020, the state of California passed more legislation requiring California residents to be insured, otherwise face another steep penalty, but this time to the individual. The Affordable Care Act does not sound very affordable. Yet, there is an answer, a creative and affordable solution called a MEC plan. A minimal essential coverage plan is a simple yet effective ACA-compliant self-funded strategy that alleviates all associated penalties. For example, here's Craig. He owns a construction company with 300 valued employees. Although Craig offers insurance benefits to all of his employees, only his management staff can afford it. The rest of Craig's employees are either uninsured or on another group policy, or have purchased private insurance on their own. Craig would love for his company to cover the cost of insurance for all of his employees. But since traditional medical insurance is so expensive, this would nearly take him out of his business or at a minimum drain most of his profits. Craig is convinced that he does not want to pay the heavy penalties to the IRS, and he for sure doesn't want his uninsured employees to be subject to the individual state penalty for not having minimum essential coverage. Craig did some math and discovered that his company was exposed to over $1 million of penalties for the present year alone, and his company would still not be in compliance with the Affordable Care Act. Not good. Meet Sarah, Craig's cousin. Sarah is the human resources manager at an agricultural company with 1,200 employees. Sarah told Craig at their nephew's birthday party that her broker works at Beckworth Beneficial, and they were able to provide a minimum essential coverage plan for under $40 per employee. Craig was cautiously optimistic, so he reached out to the ACA compliance counselor at Beckworth Beneficial the following day, in hoping to avoid the present year penalties. The counselor met with Craig and put together a strategy to bring his company safely into compliance, while giving basic coverage for his valued employees. Beckworth Beneficial also provided and facilitated a streamlined process for managing the plan, so Craig could be relieved from the administrative burden of it all. So for Craig, it was back to work, doing what he loves. This is Janice. Janice is the CEO of a large staffing organization of over 4,000 employees in offices throughout the state of California. Her company offers medical insurance and contributes 50% of the premium. Janice has done her homework over the years with healthcare reform and was under every impression that her company was in compliance since they offered a medical plan to all their employees and contributed the required amount. As Janice was attending a SHRM conference, she found that her company was not in compliance after all. Her plan was not just affordable enough to all of her employees. Since many are temp employees and are in industries that pay just over minimum wage, their portion of the health insurance premium was more than 9.78% of their annual household income. This triggered the B penalty of the Affordable Care Act, a heavy cost of be into the millions annually for her company. So, after looking on the SHRM Broker Finder website, Janice discovered Beckworth Beneficial, and thankfully, they were able to improve on the solid plan Janice already had in place. In addition to incorporating the advantages of self-funded planning, one of her company's new base options included a minimum essential coverage plan. This comprehensive solution cost the participating employees nothing, brought Janice into compliance free of penalty exposure, all while reducing the company's overall health insurance expense dramatically. Janice was well pleased. Beckworth Beneficial is an innovative employee benefits and insurance services company and are ACA certified for employee-sponsored plans by the National Association of Health Underwriters, and a member of SHRM, the Society for Human Resource Management. Based in Central California, Beckworth Beneficial has also been serving clients in Southern and Northern California since 1997. Practicing the integrity of price transparency is non-negotiable for Beckworth Beneficial. Base MEC plans are created equal, but third-party administrators charging high costs for these plans are not. We are happy to help, so call us, email, or message us to connect and learn more.